Why do some people have tight aesthetic waist while most people don't? A lot of people think it's just abs and cardio and things like that, and well, that does play a role. Another thing that people don't really realize when they think about that is that your waist size is probably one of your strongest predictors for obesity. And since about the 1980s, obesity rates have just been going up. We haven't really seemed to have done anything about these kind of average. While there definitely is an important element of aesthetics, there's a much bigger deal going on here. And to be honest, as somebody with quite a decent waist size, if I do say myself, things about like my lifestyle and that kind of influence, like I've never been obese, being really active outside really has been a big reason. I remember one time is when I just moved to this new city called Maricopa. You know, it's kind of like a pretty good place. There's like a lot of reservation land in between where I currently live and Phoenix, so there's just like a whole lot of nature and mountains around. Like, it's really nice. At the time, you know, I was kind of like missing home. Like, I was the type of person, I was always outside, and this was like post-COVID, so you know, I kind of wanted to be out and hanging out with people a lot more. I remember I decided that I was gonna go back to my old neighborhood. I remember like checking the distance and seeing that it was only a 4-hour bike ride, and to me that wasn't really that much, because right before I moved here, I'd spent like the whole spring trying to find like my first, you know, trying to find a job to work at. I really wanted a job at that moment, so I was going all over the city. You know, I looked at the distance, it was only 4 hours, and I had recently gotten a bike, so I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna be able to do this. I started doing that, you know, I packed up all my stuff, all my clothes and my water and all that stuff. You know, I had it in like one of those small little bags with the ropes. I don't see anybody wear those things anymore, man. That's some 2010 shit, you know? I prepared to go on my trip. It was pretty hot outside, like very hot, like kind of how it is now. It's like, I'm checking midday. You know, it's 84 right now. It was probably something closer to like 90, maybe even 100. You know, it was a pretty intense journey. As I was riding, I was slowly realizing that it was gonna be harder than, you know, I had expected. It was gonna take a lot longer. Not because the distance was so long, but more so because I was literally like in the highway, you know what I mean? Driving there myself. I don't know how I would have been able to do it, you know what I mean? But this is when luck came to me. One of the guys, he was just like a Mexican homie, so that's what we'll call him. I don't remember his name, but God bless him, man, because he offered your brother a ride. And now the thing is, like, this was very risky, obviously. Like, you know, you're not supposed to take rides from people that you don't know. You know what I mean? But, you know, he had offered to take me a ride because he saw me riding. And, you know, I told him, like, he pulled over and I told him what was going on, what I was trying to do. And, you know, he offered to take me, which was very nice of him. He was actually going to a place very close to where I was going. It was still a few blocks or main streets away, but it was really nice of him to do that, and I really appreciate him for that. But anyways, you know, after chopping it up, he takes me there. Long story short, right? I get there, I'm a few blocks or main streets away, so I start riding my bike the rest of the way. And right before I got to my old like neighborhood, my tire popped. You know what I mean? So you know, it was pretty because I could have been like fully stranded, you know what I mean, had that happened. I don't know if that guy didn't take me and had that happened 20 something miles, or you know what I mean, before I got to my desired location, it would have been terrible. And I don't think I didn't have a job at the time, so it wasn't like I could just like get my tire fixed. Like, I would have just been out there. I would have been able to call my mom, but you know what I mean, it would have been like a lot less good. But yeah, that happens, you know. I have to stay, I think I stayed the night at my friend's house, or you know, who were their friends slash cousins, whatever. And then my other cousin drove me home the next day. Yeah, I think it was the next day. I don't know, either it was the next day or it was the same day. Anyways, my cousin comes in, she picks me up. We go to another cousin slash friend. She kind of notices my waist, and I was wearing an outfit very similar to this. You know, I wear the same thing every day, these wife beaters. But yeah, you know, she was kind of like, I guess she was trying to go to the gym. She was trying to go to the gym, and she was talking about like waist size and how she was trying to get a snatched waist. And then, you know, she pointed your boy out as a decent example. Like, you know, I think I'm alright, you know, I'm alright, you know what I mean? I really got a decent waist like that, bro, you know what I mean? But yeah, so, you know, she kind of mentioned it, and I just was kind of talking about, you know, how I was in cystos and all the different exercises that I was doing, which none of them really correlated with like giving you a smaller waist. But the realization, especially looking back at the story now, that it wasn't even that I was specifically training for a small waist. I just kind of lived a lifestyle that was pretty conducive, I think is the right word, to having a small waist. I was pretty active all the time. I mean, I'd literally just try to ride my bike from one city to the next, you know what I mean? And that would have took 4 hours. I looked at that and was like, yo, that's nothing. Like, I could do that in my sleep. You know what I mean? So like that was the type of person that I was. Body just kind of reflected that. Now, first of all, my name is Bior. I help young men ascend and improve both their looks, physique, everything about that when it comes to looks matching, sort of philosophy that combines looks matching training and sort of like an anthropological approach. If that sounds interesting to you, hit the subscribe and post notification buttons. Don't forget to give me some high points. Honestly, thinking about it, diet and exercise are obviously going to be your primary drivers. That's one of the biggest things when it comes to like just lifestyle. Number one, if you're overweight, you're going to have to be in a calorie deficit. That is, you know, calories in, calories out. It's not just that, of course, but that's probably one of the most important variables. Burning more energy than you're consuming. I did look at certain studies when it comes to like things like your exercises that you're doing, whether that's any type of core ab exercises, and obviously things like oblique training might increase the width of your waist by a little bit. One thing I did figure out was that with exercises, especially those that, you know, are going to help you kind of reduce your waist size, is that training harder doesn't automatically mean you have better results. So that's something I'd really kind of keep in mind. Obviously, if you're going to do that, you want to do some training, some sort of calorie deficit, right? And obviously eliminating as much fat as you can. So probably like a high protein diet. There have been certain studies that I've seen when it comes to exercise that different exercise groups lost the similar amount of waist size even when their workload was doubled. As far as exercise comes, I'd really just keep something like that in mind. But honestly, the most important thing really is your lifestyle. Like a lot of people might not really want to hear it because you might not have any time, but really it's just lifestyle and consistency. You need to live a sort of lifestyle that is pretty conducive, is the right word, right? To having a smaller waist, or at the very least like a healthy body, right? So that means you're gonna have to be pretty active for a certain amount of time throughout the week, and it really just kind of bangs on the idea of consistency. You got to be able to be doing this thing consistently with all the things when it comes to your training or your diet, how much food you're eating, what it is you're eating exactly, in order to be able to have that consistent loss and progress. There are other things as well, like genetics, but honestly, if you get the first two things down, your genetics will kind of be more of like a marginal thing. At least I can tell you what I do. Really, again, it's just lifestyle. Things I do kind of consistently that kind of help me maintain where I'm at. Well, number one, I take walks a lot. Like taking walks, I think is a nice and easy way to burn calories. Obviously, I'm not claiming that it's the best way, but it's kind of a way that's more enjoyable for me. For a long time, all I'd really do is I would take my headphones or any type of earbuds, AirPods, anything like that, and take my phone with me, listen to music, talk on the phone, take photos of like cool looking things around me, and yeah, of like my neighborhood while I'm just like taking a walk. And I really think doing that, exercising, and make something that's good for you enjoyable, and that's probably one of the more important things. It's all about consistency, and whenever you have things like sports in your life or just random hobbies that you like to do, like even walking for me, like it's more about like getting to see different things, explore, see my neighborhood, and kind of just be able to relax. It's something I'm able to do pretty consistently, and I really enjoy it. But other than that, another thing, a part of my lifestyle, I actually did it this morning, is morning zone 2 cardio. If you've been watching my videos as of recent, I recommended zone 2 cardio like a million times, but I really do think it's worth it based off of its benefits and what it does for you in terms of your mental clarity, its aid with helping with fat loss. Definitely something I'd really recommend. Come back to like your genetics and ancestry. Like obviously it's gonna play an effect on like how you're realistically gonna be built, like with your frame. Like me, I'm South Sudanese and we're known for being like skinny. That's why, you know, you see a lot of people like in the modeling industry or playing sports like basketball. We're known for being like long and kind of like slim, you know what I mean? So I kind of have like an ectomorphic build, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, my limbs will be pretty elongated, my waist will be pretty small. It does play a good role because whenever I put on muscle, it does really look good. But, you know, it might not be that way for everyone. Some certain people of certain ancestries might, you know, have bigger torsos or, you know, bigger waists kind of naturally just because of the way that they're built. and it's probably not going to look the same way as me or anybody else who might have like a specific type of small waist. So I think it's worth keeping in mind, because your genetic ancestry and whatever is going to affect how easily it is going to be for you to gain fat and muscle in certain areas, or again, just the way that you're going to be built, your frame, right? If you're mesomorph, or which is kind of like a more, I guess, kind of like muscly, stockier build. If not that, then I think there's endomorph. You're gonna have some ethnicities kind of like that. You are gonna have probably like naturally or without trying as hard a bigger waist. But I mean, the thing really is, I mean, for us with aesthetics, if that's what you're worried about, there are certain ratios that you can kind of go for to kind of make up for it. Or if not, really just lower your fat and be in as good shape as possible, and the rest will kind of take care of itself. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you find it helpful. And if you want to learn more about things like this and things I've talked about on my channel, be sure to hit the first link in the description. I have my school community there. I have videos, courses on things to do with looks maxing, improving your health and your physique, all from an anthropological point of view. So it'll be the first thing in the description if you're interested in that. If not, if you want something a little bit lighter, you can also sign up for my email newsletter. It'll also be down there in the link below. So that being said, peace, and I'll see you next time.